It's a delayed reaction. Well, it says it's live. Didn't get you. Oh, it did. It's a delayed reaction. There's your hand. Here, see? Watch. Well, just a second. Because it takes a minute. Okay. So, even if it don't record, we'll do this. Okay? Then you could rub the it won't go off the line. So at the moment, what I did was shut the lens.
Excuse me?
I said I can't get it to go off the live, so what I did is just shut the lens.
Okay.
And let's just don't talk about anything we talk. Okay? Yeah, that will not work with your remote. I'll have to pause it physically. So. Huh? Because that remote's not for that piece of equipment, it's only for the camera. That's a totally different apparatus up there.
Well, I'm still promoted on the camera. I don't know if there's anything left on that
Well,
chip.
you could try to, do it on the
'Cause,
camera.
usually it'll tell me if it's full. Most of them will have 4 hours and 23 minutes or something like that.
Well, and they're actually, Yeah, next time.
Oh, good, I had time to go to the restroom, didn't
Yeah. Well, we probably need to get that stuff.
I? How long it
Need to talk to Mike about getting that stuff, and putting it where it needs to be. Because it's blocking that waterway right there. We had some massive rain.
Oh, you know what, Andy, contract that, you're right.
Yeah, we might mention it to him today.
See if I can get him to come over with these guys, I know they're probably not done that today anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, we need that going.
I got part of is, at the end, like, supposed to be here.
What?
No. So there's probably.
Yeah.
What's it crazy?
Yeah, it was crazy because on the way back, there was like 10 fireworks shows, personal fireworks shows that went off on the way back to, Huntingtonville, Dollar. Yeah, it took like 30 minutes to, it took like 30 minutes to get there, then like probably almost like 45 minutes to an hour to get back, because we didn't know how we were going. Because everyone was like,
Yeah.
that house we went to was insane. Like you look up the back and the whole view is just the entire, like literally the entire chance is just the lake. It's like on top of the cliff, and it's really cool. They had an elevator that goes from the cliff all the way down. That was $100,000. So their boat dock was $500,000.
I couldn't even imagine. Couldn't even imagine that happening.
I mean, it's insane. The house wasn't completed, so there, but it was still really nice. For what it is. I had a feeling someone would come in
So she said she'd come in and
on Friday.
on Friday.
Apparently, probably like 4 or 5. I was already because
Yeah, we left at what, like 2:30?
actually I looked at 30, so yeah, that's actually I might have looked at 3 or 4, but she must have come in like probably right after I left her at 5. That's the problem.
Well, nobody was up front, so she could have come in during the day and none of us knew.
That's true. There's just, I mean, there's nothing I could really say, or I mean, I think the stories are done now, so.
Yeah.
And I was trying to explain to people, it's already out, it's already there, and I understand. I could possibly make it in the next story, in part 2. And I told her that I was going to probably contact you. Once the investigation is over, and like I did, and she was like, did you consider calling me? I was like, yeah, I did. No, I didn't even think about that. No, I didn't. It was just. I didn't need a second hand camera.
Why not?
Footage.
It'd be so, it's a,
Didn't fly glass.
not much. So if you would have published our statements, the police department would have been upset. So.
Picture wise over here. I guess we could.
Did you look back some other stuff?
I think that's right, I have to break it. Thomas. This is Nathan right here.
Nathan, good to see you. I saw your byline on
Thank
some
you.
articles. Good deal. Good to see you. How's everything going?
It's going okay.
Good. You gonna be here today too, or?
No, he's gonna be here.
You just come here and introduce you.
Yeah, I did.
Very good. Nathan, where you from?
San Antonio originally, just got done at Tech.
All right. Very good. Ready to get a job and go down the road, get some experience now? Cool. That's right. That's the way it's done. Good deal. So you still have family in San Antonio?
Yes.
Love that city.
Yeah.
Ocean. I've been all over the world. You know, Vienna, Rome. But it's still one of the most unique cities in the world. You know, you have all those places. The culture down there is pure Texan. Thomas, you got a full staff?
Yeah.
Do you?
We have a full staff. It's
All
just-
they're gonna let you have?
Yeah, and I mean, I gotta set the paper today, that's why I wanted him here, because I gotta do stuff as well.
Very good.
And, getting used to everything.
You understand the structure of this court and all that stuff yet?
I understand some of it.
Yeah. You understand the county is governed here? No one individual has any more control. The judge is no more in control than the commissioner. You know? I would like to ask you to maybe more often ask the commissioner's opinions, not strictly the judge's opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got an opinion, of course, and so the rest of us, but sometimes they're different. And, of course, he's got the gavel at the meeting, so he runs the meeting in that regard. So. But it's good. Judge, how you doing?
All right.
Man, that's a July 4th tie you got on.
It is.
You bet. You met this young man?
New man?
Nathan, new at the Grand Peterson. Nice to meet you.
John Bull.
Nice to meet you. Nathan Lawson.
Nathan? Austin?
Lawson.
Lawson.
Oh,
Nathan?
WSO.
Nathan Lawson. And you're gonna do
Staff reporter, I'll be here most of the meetings.
that. You climbed up ladder, Thomas?
Yeah. Unfortunately. Now I gotta- Yeah. And I gotta set up the paper and stuff, so I can't be at these early meetings. But I wanted to come and introduce them to you guys.
You got a new battery?
You sure the lights?
So,
Well, it's new, that's all I can tell you.
good one.
Yeah.
You know how some of these things are.
I'll see you in a bit.
That's it.
Newspaper man?
Yes, sir.
Say, sir,
Nathan Lawson, nice to meet you.
Nathan
Lawson, LAW.
Lawson. Good to meet you. Did you start over there?
Yes, sir.
Good. Have they made any
Haven't seen anybody.
Supposed to be after July 4th, so
Well, I think we're after July 4th.
probably gonna depend on my size, big dig the hole too. Well,
Yeah.
Jimmy might come do it.
So nobody got packets other than him? Okay. So did y'all look at the minutes?
She just sent them just a second ago.
Nathan Watson. Nathan Watson.
Nathan. Nice to meet you, Nathan. Where are you from?
San Antonio originally.
San Antonio.
How you doing, sir?
Good.
Good morning.
Nathan Watson, nice to meet you.
Meet you. Did he warn you when you got here?
No.
He didn't? I guess you just have to learn as you go then, huh?
Listen to me and him. Don't listen to him, or him. We're the only ones that were guided in the right direction. I love you, Stacy.
Jump right in, don't let me.
Me either. I'm with you. Stewart wasn't much cheaper.
Huh?
Stewart wasn't cheaper.
He
Not
wasn't?
much. No.
How much?
$90.
What did it?
35?
What was the other?
4.
3, 5, and 4?
Yep, I'll show you. No, it's $95 actually, not 90, 95. So already you got that contract with Billy Dunn, something like that. I ain't gonna change it, I'll just do it. It's $95. It's business. Is that right? Four point two. 4.2 and 3.2. 3.3. His was, Stewart's was 3.3 and his was 4.2.
That's nearly a percent.
Huh?
That's nearly a percent.
$95 was the difference in it. $95 and 84 cents. A tractor to mow with. A tractor to mow with.
What kind?
John Deere.
Dear dog.
Somewhere,
Quality.
what size?
90 horse.
Like
So
a
50,
60.
50, 90 E.
59E.
Well, ours won't go in reverse no more, and one of the wings won't go down. We've messed with the sensors, and we've done everything. I'm like, okay, it's time. It's time to put her to rest. They gave me $4,000 for it. I was just happy for that. You got
So I wasn't at a stroke or if it's hard to think, may have taken.
How are you?
Okay, now.
I'm glad, well, I'm trying to do something for you. You asked Bob
Shirley
Licker
was
to
gonna
call
go
you
over
over
there.
the home that was on our website that you sold for us.
And I'm like, you're doing, they're like, well, we need to know because we're fired.
You remember them?
I realized that the mower can start a fire.
It's not gone. I haven't heard from anyone on that building. Yeah, I think 30 days is up, isn't it?
What's wrong with your mower? Your, well,
But I understand he's paid for it, but the building has not been removed.
Yeah. What did you tell Bob? He just got you.
And today, if I can get the time, I'll give you your last quarter's.
Last
money.
So we could re-auction it?
Yeah.
That'd probably be better than me just running a bulldozer through it.
The issues ain't really figured out yet.
Yeah, all right, let me know what's gonna happen and we'll just put it back on the site. Try it again. Okay.
No, he,
Okay. Very good. Okay, the conditions will be the same as before.
Good to work.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Okay.
That's what we're gonna do.
He's not gonna pick it up?
He said, I'm gonna write him a very terse email, see if I can get his attention.
Okay. And then if not, he'll go ahead and rebid it.
Matter of fact, he said he's locking him out right now and putting it back on anyway. He said that will probably get his attention.
Good.
We're fixing to sell your house for Young County.
For Young County, good.
He's paid for it, but he's violated the conditions of the sale because he hasn't come out.
Do I need to bring those 2 chip seal bids in? Do y'all have those?
I think we've got those. How many?
Last week. Excuse me. Hello?
Pretty.
Oh, we already had them. Thank you, ma'am.
Come on.
I'm still calculating discounts with Hogan. Okay? He sent me a text this weekend. I was out of pocket. I was vacationing and I went to Alison Krauss concert in Oklahoma.
Okay.
I have talked to him. Let me show you what
I have it flipped over, I was
everything he's
waiting
gonna
for
use.
y'all to
That's
get
what I
it.
say. He's gonna use our roller, our grader, another couple pieces of equipment. So we don't have a whole lot of his equipment all over here. Chip spreader and laydown machine. Jimmy's gonna do some laydown work. Yeah, we need a little one. Won't you buy one so we can use it? Piece of cake. Yeah, if we stop paving and working on these roads, we buy equipment. He said
I
facetiously.
ended up with 2 pair of glasses.
Yes, oh really?
I guess enough to do it, but I think I'm a distributor over it. Says any change in pricing for hauling and use of equipment, Stacy Rogers is on board at $1.85 for AC-10. Did you hear? And $1.80 for CRS-2. I'm still looking at 2 course, but I think I prefer to spend the money on sealing that 2 miles of road that I built 3 years ago. I don't think I'll put double course on road. Of course, you'd like to see me do that because we spend a lot of money. But I just don't have the money to do double course. I do not know, no.
I don't see Chris.
Of course, they gotta hook this. We don't have one to hook the bar. Do you have a bobtail? No?
No, okay. They're all.
Is that bar hooked up on it?
475.
I think it's kind of big, it fit one machine, won't fit nothing
Matt,
else.
you're right, it's not on there.
No, he's got all that stuff. We'll do that stuff. He's gonna use our,
But I'm gonna go ahead and,
I told him he could use our water truck. Jenny, you got a water truck, don't
I'm
you?
gonna get it this week, today, tomorrow.
Okay.
Tell me when you need that zipper.
Okay.
He's gonna zip up, what is it, a mile of roads in Loving?
All I'm gonna do is.
No.
Quality of this.
No, not that much.
It's not that much.
Yeah.
I texted him that, and then he texted me while I was gone this weekend. I missed it. We should be 48 hours ahead of this.
Okay, yes.
48 hours behind.
Contract.
How many square yards of stabilized base? He's trying to figure that primer.
Yeah, we'll just
So,
have to.
Let's pass this on to the next meeting,
put that-
okay, while we're doing the negotiations. Will that work?
And so he can have.
Because I don't need to get either one of us locked into something we don't want.
Jimmy, if we put,
You want to know the number? Even the number of $1.90 though, you're saving 20 cents a square on, from Lippum.
So unorganized.
Is that gonna?
We can go ahead and accept his bid and deal with him, or
Where it is right now, it's where water line is, it's reality.
you want to make sure he's got the equipment. Trina went over to see him.
But isn't it going this way, this way?
He's got all the equipment, and he does all that paving in the Metroplex.
Well, the water goes right in the bottom where it's at.
These other ones, man.
He does city streets.
On the side, and this other side, the waterway.
He does city streets.
Right there.
Yeah.
I presume to make
He does
these
subdivision,
right
city
here.
streets,
Go over the hump, going into the-
you know.
you follow that waterway.
He doesn't do all that many parking lots.
That's the waterway.
Yeah, those are the weakest ones, those are 125s.
Down there.
Understand.
That's exactly-
It's always spooky leaving the vendors that you know the quality of the work.
They don't know, it's pretty too much.
It doesn't
You go right
have,
into those other drains.
it's the same.
Like this,
Then you need to
house
transfer
that
the one.
we put on auction. We got $100 and didn't get rid of it. We got $100.
Well, they do make good ones.
Never come after it. 30 days is over.
So maybe these.
I just talked to this guy that did it. He said, I'll just list it again for you. I said, okay,
Well, I
you know.
called the,
Instead of picking another $100.
I was trying to get that covered up so we could use it for office.
I did when I turned
You can
40.
put that.
I did, I probably needed them before. But I didn't.
Like, are you giving it to him?
Yeah, sure.
Forward quite a bit, because when they got it. I need to move it away from that fence.
Yeah, Mike.
That's pretty good.
You know what I'm saying?
I would love to pay you.
Thank you, sir.
Sal scrap. Appreciate it.
Goes to the other one I gave you the other day.
You know, you better at it for you.
We sold $500 scrap iron.
I did too, I sold it the other day. I took it. He told me, he said you didn't have it yet.
He sent me a message on Facebook. Mike, got my scales in. Bring that metal over here. Anybody want any pipe?
They hit it real.
Radioactive?
I got some of that.
I talked to him, you had.
I'm offering to give it to him. I said, if you'll just take this pipe, I'll give it to you. You can cut it up, his post, whatever you want to do with it.
But I
You don't think they'll take it? If they find it on his yard, is he in trouble?
Well, if it ever gets mixed in,
Yeah.
anything.
I got him, I've got a bunch of horns that we took out, you know, the old horns.
Yeah.
We got a pile of about 30 of them.
What more are you doing collecting them?
Yeah, but he's gonna get them. He's gonna
come get that many of them.
bring a roll back. He said,
Yeah, we sold them to a builder too.
"You'll love them, I'll take them." I love them.
He's done faithful. He's and faithful.
William gets his own?
No, sir.
I'm not ready, Judge. I better get that way. I said, I'm not ready, but I guess I better get that way. I haven't time.
You heard about Amber. Jim Amber, or Amber's mom. She was in a serious car accident last week. Now they called me on Friday. We were in Wichita, we were gonna go to the thing.
Didn't you hand me a
She
shit?
didn't happen to have her hand in the truck.
I think you handed it to me.
She just doesn't have all the stuff.
God, I said, leave what you gotta do.
And I wrote.
Don't worry about Jim and Amber. Amber's mom.
Okay. Whatever's left on there, we've got it going.
Whoever's doing the prayers, they and that.
So we'll call the meeting to order. Young County Commissioners Court, sitting in a regular meeting, July the 9th, 2018. It is 9:30 a.m. Make note that this meeting's been posted, published in a manner and for the time required. That all members of the court are present. If it's convenient, please stand for the invocation and
Let us pray. Most graciously Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for the opportunity to serve this wonderful community. Thank you for amid the many blessings, and thank you for the promise of rain. Please bring it on. Please be with those who are in distress this morning because of sickness of loved ones and passing of loved ones. Please help them to understand and accept the grace and care that you will give them. Thank you for everything that you do for us. Thank you for the men and women in uniform who stand between us and evil everywhere in this world. In God's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you very much.
That work?
Yeah. God knows. God knows.
Item number 3, public comments, announcements, presentations. I've just been introduced to Nathan Lawson, is that correct?
Yes.
New staff reporter, I guess, I believe it is, for ground leader.
Yes, sir.
Very good, welcome to the Commissioner's Court. I understand that he'll probably be the person sitting in on our meetings pretty regularly.
Might not be as exciting as San Antonio, sir.
Judge, you wanna take 5 minutes and let me tell you kind of about,
Well, we'll be there in just a second. We'll just make a comment on the Veterans Memorial Ceremony, which was held here on the morning of the 4th. It was a real nice event. We had, I believe, the major's name was Chance Spears, and he was a Graham High School graduate, went here about 4 years, and he's now in Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, on the good side.
On the right side of the bar.
And he is a major in the Army and climbing the ranks. He gave us a real good message for the memorial, and then the unveiling of the memorial wall went very good, and it was well attended. There was quite a crowd there, really, and it was a really nice thing. So I congratulate the New Century Veterans Memorial Committee for their accomplishments and their hard work, and if that was right out a 2-year process, maybe just over. Anything else here?
Dog was good. Dog really looks, finishes that whole thing off out there.
I know, I pulled in, I thought, what's that dog?
Good dog is
It
that?
wasn't real.
Would like, yeah,
It looks real.
I remiss not to mention the war dog.
Yeah, I guess we got,
Maybe the only one in Texas, I don't know.
really? So we really dedicated 2 memorials, didn't we, the dog in?
Yeah, they're standing guard over those 2 memorial walls, which is, we're probably not completely finished. There'll probably be a little bit of lighting, what have you, that'll come along afterwards, but it's substantially complete. Travis, you sleep?
not asleep.
I thought he was having a stroke.
It was scaring me.
You want up here, we'll.
Do my best thinking, my eyes closed.
See, this is gonna be, we'll make comments about this interlocal agreement between us and all.
All right, some of the things we changed the other day on, number 2, all the changes that they still want changes. They wasn't happy with what we put in there. We spelled it out for them on 2A, what the money, the $4,500 is for. They still want to put in there somewhere that all this right there that we spelled out, the medical insurance benefits, overtime, whatever, and they want the word included in that $4,500. It's not in there, but I mean, it tells you, in my opinion, that that's included in that $4,500.
The word
They worded it out. On the 2C, also before I go to 2C, they said that what they would like to do is take the mileage out and replace it with, the city will provide fuel for the deputy while patrolling in the city of Albany, and necessary trips to the county jail or other destinations, related destinations.
You good with that?
How's that gonna be logged? How are you gonna determine those numbers? How much fuel?
Yeah, my deal, I would rather keep up with the mileage myself, but,
Jim Allison didn't recommend that language.
no. In
I can
2C,
understand why.
in 2C, they want to omit the first paragraph and just start where it says the said deputy is an employee and representative of the Young County Sheriff and reports on. They don't want to have, for some reason, that first paragraph of C scares them.
Is this coming from their county attorney, I mean, their city attorney?
For the city.
Well, actually, I believe this is coming from the city manager.
Where it says the city further agrees to indemnify no harmless. Well,
Now, the chief told me that if we were to put in there the city and the county, where it goes both ways.
Held harmless? It can't be that way. We're holding harmless from the city of Omaha.
Yes. So, anyway, they have a meeting tonight, city council meeting, and I'll be there, I guess you'll be there. Now, we can either,
Do they have a city attorney over there?
yeah, Bill Myers. So,
What was your question?
So, yeah, been there forever. So, we have two choices. Either we let them,
Do or don't?
either they go with what we have that we signed, or we, and I don't, I just say we let them go with what they have.
What do you think, Jason?
Jim Allison recommends this language here, and he represents Young County.
What they're,
Why
what
don't we pay for legal representation?
Use it, yeah.
Doug Hughes said, what he'd like to do is see the city attorney and Allison get together and work this out.
Well, that's not gonna happen.
No.
I mean, they talk on the phone.
So anyway, I'm just letting y'all know
They charge us.
what happened.
Yeah, get back on the clock.
Judge and I talked about it a little bit, told him I think about it over the weekend when I'm with. He'd think about how he wanted to handle it.
Well, I think they need to use their city attorney to let them know that the language is correct on it. I think they're not understanding.
Well, that's,
What's their choice? Not to do this and not have
tomorrow.
law enforcement
Tomorrow's
over?
the last day of the other guy, so that means after tomorrow we have one officer, so we're gonna have to help them whatever we do, but if we're gonna do this interlocal agreement, I don't see anything wrong with the wording myself. When we signed.
With the way it was, when we told them this is it?
okay, one other thing I don't know that I saw in here, that we probably ought to do is recover the cost of this agreement.
I was gonna say that, if Bill Myers and they were
Big
the
charge
then
for it.
they pay for it.
Well, and somewhere in there, I'm probably gonna have them at least pay for half of it.
No, they need to we need to recover costs for the whole thing, because it's them asking us for the agreement.
Right, and I agree.
We're not seeking.
That's
that
up to
from
y'all,
them.
what y'all, I mean, all I'm giving you is what they gave me. Y'all can,
Well,
if you want my opinion, I think we can go with what we have.
I think we'll go with what Mr. Allison gave us. And that is one of the costs that they need to reimburse us for, obviously, is that agreement.
On the fuel issue, they just want to give you fuel rather than the 54.5 cents of the state rate.
Then whatever the state rate is on the mileage, yes.
So there's more to operating a vehicle than just fuel.
Right.
Well, and you're gonna take that gas out of the city, I mean, out of the city with you, we'll be using gas.
Well, all the mayor and the councilman, they all agreed to that before we ever, Brian even came to the judge with it, that pay for the mileage.
Well, we can do that, maybe if we want to separate mileage and wear and tear and those kind of things, the IRS does have that set out. But fuel, getting fuel over there doesn't take care of any of the wear and tear on vehicles that we might have in regard to this agreement.
What will be the scenario if we just don't do this whole thing? How are you gonna handle law enforcement over there for Ollie?
Same way we've been doing, just,
Nothing special, nothing extra, just what
They need something, you go.
what you're obligated to do.
here, what we've been trying to do, if we have the manpower, we've been running somebody there in Alney at night, taking calls. If we're not, we
Right.
take all the calls.
So they obligated to Almy though? I mean, if there's a big fight in Newcastle, are they stuck in Almy? Or can they leave Almy?
Right now, they're not stuck anywhere, they're just being seen and being there.
All right,
If something happens, they can leave and go.
good.
But this agreement, it provides for
Within
the
city.
SO to put one of his deputies over there on regular duty.
Right.
Regular duty for that tour.
Absolutely, yeah.
City of Almy really needs to show they have a patrol officer on duty at all times somehow. Can't just say that, well, we've got one.
Can't advertise when you can break the law, right?
Right. It can be 24/7. They
Yeah, I've also-
really need this agreement, they're really playing a lot of work
I talked to the sergeant a little with the DPS and told him our situation, and he's, I asked him to maybe have some of his guys just driving through there, being seen, making traffic stops. So that's helping a little bit.
Well, this is just gonna be a temporary situation, we hope. No reason to get mired down in these kind of details. I mean, they need to accept what we've offered them. We went to our legal counsel with it.
Well, there's no way we can change it anyway right now to start with. It's not even on the agenda. I don't know what y'all want to do. Tonight, let them have the council meeting with what we have. We'll see what they want to do. And I will even speak about it to them about, how we feel like we need to go ahead and push forward with what we have.
Is that the agreement on that, this, that's decided or not?
I don't understand, we voted on the change for the last year. And sent it back to Allison did what he thought was
Well,
right.
they're afraid what's going to happen is what happened between Wichita Falls and the election. We're not even close to being there.
They had nothing. And I know the situation. That ain't,
Jim Allison's been filling, he's done, we're gonna have any agreements like this.
Well, Outlook 3 down here says, expressly understood, agreed that nothing in this agreement was intended nor shall be construed to waive any immunity or defense that would be otherwise available to either the city or the county arising from any exercise of governmental power and its function.
That's almost our old harmless phrase right there.
Based on my opinion, I feel like they don't have much faith in our tax attorney.
Nobody ever does, the other guy.
Are you going to the meeting?
I am.
We've got an executed copy on our end here. that-
All they gotta do is sign it.
They want some assistance on the same.
so you said, then did that go before all the council or just
I gave it to,
their city manager?
the city manager,
So it may go through their
the
council.
chief of police, and they're the ones that's.
So it has been asked for
Chief-
public
Chief-
opinion.
They have
Chief-
nothing to do with it, but basically, it's gonna be the city council's.
Right. It's kind of like the city manager,
Right.
like me,
Right.
he's going up to the city councilman and they'll decide.
No, city manager, nothing like you, sir, you're an elected official.
Well, I'm talking about, I still have to come before you guys and get anything to date.
Has the city actually hired the manager?
Sorry?
Has the city actually hired the manager full time?
No,
He's still an interim?
it's still part-time.
But the same thing, you can't do that, you can't figure it out, you can't do that.
You keep calling him the chief, he's just an administrator.
Yeah.
That's all he is.
So is
Well,
everybody
he's one
gonna
chief, so-
assistant?
That's another thing that need to be done.
The administrative chief, is he pursuing his Texas certification?
He's working on
Do you estimate how long this is going to
it. I can tell you right now, they're giving him 6 months. They're saying he'll have it done before then.
So this agreement will be at least that long plus 30 days.
Or maybe even sooner, it may be done quicker.
It's always plus 30 days, so if they enter the agreement, they get 30 days to get out.
He's got 3 chances to pass it, correct?
Right.
And from what I've heard, it's not on that. I don't know.
I understand, everybody over here pays Young County taxes, but they're getting services now from it. So these are additional services that we're talking about. We're not talking about
The only thing
declining.
that's gonna change now is that that person's gonna be there.
That's up to them, their city. Sir?
The only thing that's gonna change now is that whoever we put over there is gonna be there.
I just don't want the story to come out that Young County denied us law enforcement, you know?
But I've got proof of that we have.
I know, I never said this was gonna read that contract or listen.
Well, I'm just saying, all of our call sheets we have all the call sheets where we make calls, what we've done there.
So basically just continue as it is now.
I can see that happening.
Okay. But I understand Commissioner Rogers is concerned we're gonna have shifts that aren't being taken care of in Holiday, Texas.
When you only have one deputy or one
You can't do it 24/7.
officer
can you?
working there, Mr. Rogers is right.
That's on them.
But what they texted me, they wanted me to go ahead and do this with 2 deputies. And the chief did. And so whenever, or the assistant, or whatever he is, administrator,
Yeah.
city administrator, the city manager said, well, let's just go with what we have, and if we need to, we'll amend that interlocal agreement to add another one. So you're
Well,
looking
then that
at,
cuts
you're
you
looking at
short.
12 to 13 weeks before we're fully staffed.
That's what I said, it cuts you short.
Yeah,
You know, that ain't gonna happen.
no.
Well, we have brought this before able legal counsel with TAC, with Mr. Allison, and we've scrutinized it, we've discussed it here at this table. I think that agreement is what we need to present to them.
I agree.
We're back where we were.
So I'm just keeping y'all abreast.
And we appreciate that very much, sir. Yes.
You know, we can play this game from now on,
I hope we've given you some
but
insight.
I think the citizens is more important right now.
Well, I agree.
I agree.
Even though there are some citizens over there that believe we are not being charging them anything. We just do it for free.
We patrol their county for free. Well, not for free, for their tax dollars.
Okay, another little item on here that I didn't necessarily get voted on it, but the Action Administrative Judicial Region and our proportionate cost of that administrative region, it's $931.16, which is considerably down from
Wasn't
last
it like
year.
$600 from last year?
And I don't know just exactly why that is, except it kind of, one would kind of tend to gather from that population is concentrating in those larger counties down there, and we're getting a little bit less percentage-wise, though our population might not have changed very much, but the concentration's going down there, our percentage is going down. Only thing I can see there. It's, what was it, $1,500 or $1,600?
Yeah, yes, sir.
$600-700 less
It's been that way for
this
the
year
last
than
several
last year.
years.
We'll take it.
And then it's back.
We'll take it.
Back over
$36,000 on the back.
About 6,000.
Yeah, like Texas Health and Human Services also 593406 will be our proportionate part of those tobacco monies that I don't remember our distribution. I don't remember whenever that was settled, but it was quite a bit more than that originally, and it's been, yeah, it might be a little bit more than I don't remember what it was last year, somewhere around.
More last time than what this time.
It wasn't too far off from that figure. That'll be a receipt, and the other one taken away. Is there anything else regarding public announcements? Okay, we're going to item number 4. This is consider county clerk minutes from previous meetings. That'll be June the 25th and July the 5th, 2018. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions that need to be made?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Wiley and a second by Commissioner Pruitt to approve these minutes as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
I think that's going to be 5-0. Item number 5 is consider treasurer's financial report, updates on security pledges. This assistant treasurer, if you would please give us the numbers.
Good morning. The hotel occupancy tax from the Wild Card for May 2018, we received $4,965.35. The checking account balance is $3,286,590.19. Securities, the market sitting at $9,870,693. The book is $9,842,275.
Very good.
You did good.
Shows excess pledge of $143,389. Looks like.
So moved.
Second.
Treasurer's report.
And security pledges.
And security.
Have a motion by Commissioner Wiley, second by Commissioner Pruitt to approve the updates on security pledges and make note that we have received another occupancy tax for the benefit of Fort Bell now in the amount of $4,965.35. That is obviously going to grow a little bit.
Pretty good.
Pretty fast.
If I may, I think it's probably time we start thinking about maybe setting up a steering or planning committee to work with the stakeholders out there to decide what projects they can present to us in January, so we get that going as quickly as possible. In January, when we do release the money to, grant the money to Fort Valley for those projects.
Okay.
Okay, I'd be more than happy to sit on that committee.
I'd love to sit on it myself.
All right. That'd be the two of us then, because 3 would be a quorum. So, let's start to talk to the stakeholders out there as to what exactly it is, because I'm sure we have more ideas than we got money, even though the money seems to be working out really positive. So.
Well, we might know that and work towards that direction.
Okay, thank you.
A motion by Commissioner Wiley and second by Commissioner Pruitt on the financial report and update on securities. All in favor?
Aye.
Necessary action to be taken on occupancy tax other than acknowledging that we've received it. I did have a little hint that there might be another bit of reference to round 2.
Really?
Tracy, you start?
Maybe, it may be just straight rental property.
Now, the food truck championship was in June, so that would be any additional money that might have come out there would be in the June check, wouldn't it?
It would be. We're a month behind. Well,
Yeah.
we know.
So this was May?
That was me.
On sales tax.
Yes.
Yeah. Hotel occupancy tax,
There are probably a few extra rooms that were brought in by the Food Truck Championship that will be on the next report. So we can see what kind of impact that's having on this checking in the county revenue wise.
Yes.
I have lots of weddings this time of year too.
Yeah, it's true too.
Item number 6, consider auditor's budget amendments, payment vouchers,
I don't have any budget amendments this
no
morning.
amendments.
On the vouchers, since we're doing them weekly, I don't have quite so much each time. Total is $37,496.60, and out of the general is $30,455. So not a whole lot out of the precincts.
So moved to the vouchers.
Have a motion by Commissioner Wiley, a second by Commissioner Rogers to approve the voucher, payment of vouchers as presented. All in favor? Aye. No.
Sir,
You get the interview.
oh, you can put on.
Okay, discuss and consider outside auditor letter of engagement.
It's our customary engagement letter, them saying what they will do on our audit and us accepting their services.
If we accept.
Well, they've got it all set up and going.
Yes, we've already started handing in information and getting it ready for
Lots
them.
of
Let's
things.
interview another auditor.
Sir?
Let's interview another auditor. Negative, I withdraw that comment.
Thank you. You and I both have to sign it.
Okay, we have a motion on accepting that letter of engagement.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Wiley, Sykes. All in favor? I vote.
Here's the original.
That's gonna be difficult to break down future interest rates and interest paid on.
I know. I get the
On our budget.
amortization schedule and I know it and keeping it, I have to have an amortization schedule for every.
Can you tell me what interest is gonna be in February?
We hardly learned this.
My crystal ball's not working, so.
It's going up again. Probably September.
Yeah, we need to go to Commissioner Cox's vacancy, yeah.
Next thing is the out of state travel.
That's
State
what we
travel
got.
here. District clerk.
She's gonna be going tripping when we can go.
Yeah, this is the national conference that she.
This thing we did for saltwater.
Well, she does this every year, every other year. Let's see what her 466.
You can
Like
get the rest of it out.
465, excuse
Get
me.
the rest of it out of this discussion.
Yeah, you
I
go.
think she has it.
That's a good suggestion. I like
She
that.
has, she has $2,500,
What's the estimated cost of this little sojourn?
1,800
Exactly.
plus 535 was the
Registration.
registration. So
Oh, this costs a little bit more than it does.
They don't have any closer?
this is the national one.
The
It's-
national.
It's been a
So
little
I guess
bit
we go to NACO.
It's like our elections administration needs to go to the national.
national. be going to the national auditor. I don't have one.
You're lucky to get to go to Austin.
How lucky can you be?
Okay, how much, we got one of these here a while back, didn't we? Yeah, I say
Who's that? Oh, when the deputies went to the training. Yes, I did not put that on here, but we sent them to training for the dog. I try to catch them.
Well,
So moved. Her boss has got it okay to follow it.
I told her to
Second.
have the district judge's signature.
I have a motion by Commissioner Wiley and a second by Commissioner Pruitt to approve district court order out-of-state travel. All in favor? Carried. Next, we have item number 7. Consider extension agent request for reimbursement. That'd be Miranda Rebel. I would say this would be her last reimbursement request, but we're not 100% sure that it's all there.
I had another one turned in and I saw it on my desk that did not get on this for some travel in June. And I can't remember what that total is, but.
She was with us till June 15th or something like that?
She left the 30th.
30th.
Yeah, so there was
30th
something
was her
for,
last day.
seemed like the middle of the third week of June, and she did not get on that, but, I will run it on the next.
That's sad. That girl did a lot. She really did. She worked hard.
Yeah, but
I think
who's trying to get here?
That's pretty good too. Good.
And then, let's see, that's for 12/34/67, and then Justin Rogers for 11/25/42.
So move.
I'll second that.
A motion by Commissioner Pruitt, second by Commissioner Sykes to approve reimbursement request by Miranda Rebel for 12/34/67, and Justin Rogers for 11/25/42. Travel and meal expenses, lodging expenses and such. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried, 0. And wish Miranda well in her new employment in Archer County. She acted very sad to go, but they just couldn't find a place down here locally, and her husband had a pretty good job in Wichita Falls. I think Wick was pretty good. So, I just shortened her drive up considerably, time, kids are getting up to date, they've got a lot of activities going on. So wish her the best, for the time there. I kinda admonished Judge Jackson about, coming down here.
Was it his fault?
Recruiting our.
Yeah. We know where to lay the blame.
They got one of our judges the other day too.
Did they?
Item number 8, Sheriff's June activity report for jail and sheriff.
I do. Yeah. So everything still looks like, on the control part of it, we're staying pretty average on that. We got
So we did get 25 grams of meth.
25 grams?
That's a good one.
That's a good.
Yeah, the one thing I'd like to maybe put on here from now on, we'll check, I'll give it John, and that's how many assists that the K-9 has used with the, out of
Was
county.
that a canine arrest?
Out of county. This one was, I can't get a lot of details, but
Okay.
this was just,
Routine stop?
no,
Okay, that's all we need. Is there anything else we need?
so. Any questions on patrol?
So, when we have citations here, is that just pretty, you know, pretty all traffic citations?
That's all citations issued on traffic, yes, sir.
Livestock complaints, it's just too hot for the cows to travel around much?
Well,
They're way down.
yeah, we were getting a lot of them this weekend, so,
Firecrackers going off maybe?
yeah,
Mine has something to do with it.
I don't know. No, they still.
Smell smoke in
Around
here,
my
like
house,
a
it
moose.
sounded like a war going off last night.
What we got in the jail?
Right now, we have 50 inmates in the jail. We had an average of 57 all last month. I got copies of it. The jail side is not routine there. I mean, I hate to say the word routine, but that's what we've been doing, average. Been staying about 50-something assists to 60.
And this for the month of June.
We only had one inmate that we were housing from out of county in the month of June.
MHMR appointments are way down.
They are.
Summertime and the sun's out.
Yep.
Don't want to go anywhere, do they?
Travis, like,
Yeah,
did you
something
not
extra
transport?
teeth, though.
I can't remember, I'm trying to think. Does the deputy have to do it, or can you send a jailer to do that?
The judge can do it.
The crime in the county, Sheriff, would you say it's down or static? Just
I would say that it's probably, in the summertime, we have more than we do in the winter.
but this time compared to last year, which you don't know.
Well, I haven't looked at my
Is our crime levels going up?
report, but I can go by how many arrests we've had, and 15 arrests is pretty good for a month. I mean, if you're looking at it that way.
Are you, so you don't know if it's better work for you guys or more crime to have be happening?
Absolutely, it's better work from our guys.
That's why I take it.
You'll take that credit.
Absolutely.
Don't believe the witness now.
Yeah, our guys are pretty proactive, that's why, and that's what we always strive to be more proactive, so.
Do you think our
So I think we can do better, absolutely.
crime stats are going down a little bit?
I think, most of them are going down except for the same old same.
Drug-related stuff.
Drug-related, sexual assaults, stuff like that.
You know, I think people appreciate the way that y'all talk to people and approach people compared to other agencies in this county.
Well, you
Because y'all
know,
talk to them like humans and relate, so it helps.
it does help, and I mean, are we perfect? No. But we really try to talk to them and go, you know. Because you never, without getting into a lot of it, every call is not the same, so.
You feel like you're keeping your men well-trained?
We always strive on training, and we train, and we always try to see if we can even do more. I mean, I've got a class coming up next month, 1st of August, that I set up from a representative from Oceans who's coming over and gonna teach a class, mandatory class for our sheriff's office for everybody. It's more of a, like a crisis intervention, you know, how to handle.
Recognizing issues.
Yeah, absolutely. So, she's
What's that
gonna,
about?
huh? So we're gonna be doing that.
What about your new deputies that you introduced to us a week or so ago?
How they doing?
Yeah,
So far, they're doing good. I mean, they're starting their second full week this week.
so they got a good initiation and all that.
Yeah.
Last Monday, I guess it was.
Yeah. So,
But they got a 14-week?
at the minimum, yes.
Okay. So they're 2 weeks into that 14 weeks.
Right. So they'll be riding with an FTO a good halfway through there before they even start driving vehicles. All they're doing. Like one of my FTOs said, they're not even allowed to speak right now.
Just ride and watch.
But he's just joking, but you
I
know,
understand.
they,
Not bad philosophy though.
you have to really,
Pay attention.
that, you know, you can take everything you learn in that academy, and Matt will tell you, and John will tell you, and you might as well just flush it, because you're starting all over.
Sure, like a 4-year college degree.
Yeah.
Get into the real world, get
Yeah,
real
yeah,
world.
yeah, education.
And then it'll all start coming back into play. But they'll be good, they'll do all right.
Okay, anything else?
Thank you for these reports.
You're welcome.
Very good information for us to have. Thank you.
And if there's anything in here that y'all would like to see, let me know.
When we start doing our own, add that to the agenda.
Okay, and we can do that. We've already talked about all the, as far as how many inmates were housed and how many arrests they've had.
Got one.
They had one, and last month they didn't have any, so that's better.
Would it be you or Chief Orr that could give us a wrap-up kind of on our inventory on the evidence lockers? How'd that
That'd be
go?
Chris Moody.
Be Chris Moody.
He's
Would
the,
you mind getting him in here sometime, kind of let us know how that ended up? We done with it?
Where our money went?
we can, whenever y'all wanna talk to him.
Get him
We can
the
put it on
agenda
that
next time.
next agenda, on the next Monday.
Did they soon get the evidence that we can sell?
I'm not sure that he's been in contact with him, and
That's
that's
what
what
I'm
he
saying.
comes.
We got lots of questions.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Like, man, just said, what do we get for our money?
Have you even had time to get through that, had time to get through that, to give a report?
I think so. I mean, it's 100% better than what it was, I can tell you that.
The software up and running?
Once again,
Once again, it's the departments that you trust to get done, right?
right,
Yeah.
so we'll talk to him and see. I haven't had a lot of time to talk to him about it, the other things that's been going on, so.
Time will tell in the courts.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly right, sir.
Well-
Proof is in the courts.
So far, that hasn't been an issue anyway. Yeah,
Yeah, we're just lucky on it.
so, but I'll have him come in on the next agenda.
He's on vacation next week.
Do we know vacation?
How about in 2 weeks?
2 weeks is when we have,
No, we got one next week.
yeah, but I'm talking about our regular session.
That work?
Very good. Thank you.
Got that? Yeah.
That doesn't sure.
Okay, we got chip sealed in here to reconsider or to consider. We have,
I visited with Commissioner Rogers and Commissioner Wiley down there, and we're still gathering some data on the cost of some of this stuff, so we'd like to put it up till the next meeting. Is that okay?
next meeting or 2 weeks?
I think next meeting we'll do it.
Okay,
I think I would probably have the answers by in the morning, but that puts it past this meeting.
well, okay, we'll just have that on another agenda item.
Please.
Just, we'll re-agenda that. Okay, take no action at the time.
Just amazing.
Okay.
Add that to 4, add 4 on Dale, number 3 and 4.
4?
Yeah, 4 is involved in it also.
You only in on it too?
I'm good right now.
This has been a long time since the county has gone into 11 miles of road improvement.
Okay, item number 10, discuss and consider Knights of Columbus request for location on the courthouse lawn for a memorial bench. And I think Knight brought this onto the agenda, so I'll let him.
Okay, you gentlemen are aware of the benches that were placed in front of the Chamber of Commerce office over here. They're not memorial benches, but they are benches that were gifted by the Graham Evening Lions Club to the city of Graham. And while we were doing that, David Wolf, who was a member of the Lions Club, brought this up as a member of the Knights of Columbus, that he might like to see the Knights of Columbus put up a bench in memory of Harrison Brown, one of their Catholic members, and a young man who is of note, if nothing else. He's kind of a poster boy for mentally ill crime and such as that going on. It'd be interesting to tell his story. I never chance it yet. And they would like to put a bench over by the gazebo under one of the oak trees that's just exactly like those, except the inscription will say, "In loving memory of Harrison Brown, St. Mary's Knights of Columbus." And what they have asked me to ask you, and I've visited all of them, is if we would give them permission to do so. It'll be installed just like the other. It'll be installed on a concrete base where there'll be a mud hole under there for people sitting. It'll be easy to weed eat and mow around, and be a kind of a maintenance-free thing.
Okay, there's just something to think about. I understand the desire, and it's a grand effort, but when we begin that, that's gonna open up a new door.
Yes, sir, it will. Is that a bad door to open up, though?
Well, not necessarily a bad door. It may be, problematic somewhat on the courthouse lawn as it fills up and fills up and fills up.
Yes, sir.
So that's just an item to be brought to your attention to.
I know that each and everything that's put on here needs to come through this court and be approved individually. So, you know, if somebody wants to put a bench up in memorial to a hot air balloon festival, I can see us rejecting something such as that, and it will be up to the court to make those kind of tough decisions.
Well, what about if we made a map of, you know, places they could put it, instead of them telling us where they're gonna put it, we tell them where to put it?
We're kind of inadvertently, we'll be kind of inadvertently in that, if we approve that, is setting some policy here for individual memorials for.
But we either approve their side or don't approve their side.
Right.
You know, if we want to move back over here to Far Corner, because you can do it, you can do it on the southwest
Well,
corner.
that's what I was thinking. I mean, if you did, or along the sidewalks, put a bench, it wouldn't look so bad.
The bench by the gazebo gives people a place to sit whenever there's something going on at the gazebo. You know, and we have already approved things on our courthouse lawn that brings people here for long periods of time, be it the memorial, be it things at the gazebo downtown, what have you, and it would just give a place for people to sit, and at the same time remind people that these kind of things happen in this world, and we should all do something, everything we can to prevent this kind of thing from happening. Anyway, like I say, I'm carrying this ball for the Knights of Columbus.
Well, in a way, you look at this, it's no different than what our memorial is out here, it's on the wall.
Right.
Well, yeah, it's a lot different, because that's a whole group and a whole era of people, so it's quite different
It is in a sense, but it,
than it is for an individual person.
you know,
Well, I wouldn't even have considered doing it had that person not been a representative of a bigger situation, and just a, you know, if that was a bench out there at the memorial with Matt Pruitt, I don't know about it.
No, we wouldn't want to do that.
But I mean, you know what I mean, it's not an individual thing, it's an idea.
I understand, I just want to bring,
Yeah, devil's in the details.
That's my concern,
Yeah.
you know, if you allow this one, then what about the next one, you know?
That's what I'm saying.
It didn't seem to bother the city when we started putting up those benches. They want all the benches they can get over there for folks to sit down and take a rest under our wonderful shade trees.
That's why I was thinking around the walkway would be a little better than just here and
The
there.
only thing, if you do the whole walkway, is that's where vendors set up during their.
Vendors
event.
set up.
No, I mean, if you put it in the grass, along that walkway. it'd be
Based on which
awesome.
way would you face them?
Out towards
You'd
the
have your,
streets.
you'd have your back towards the gazebo.
You turn around and set
Everything we
to.
put out there also, okay.
Go ahead, got backs on them.
Oh, they got back.
Yeah.
That's right, they did.
They got back on.
Everything we put out there complicates the art carrier, creates even be as simple an additional obstacle.
No doubt that's the reason they're being done the way they're done. Hopefully that concrete will be, that way they can set their lawnmower and just mow right past it and weeds around it, so you don't turn that into an eyesore. Many benches have been placed in the ground, and people's feet just dig a hole like a swing set
Yep.
underneath them. No, it would have to be done properly. So, you know, I'd like to move that we allow them to put that bench on the courthouse square.
I'd second that.
Are you willing to let the next one?
Yes, sir.
And then-
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I was willing to allow the Ten Commandments. I'd be willing to not allow something else. I mean, that was a tough question too.
Well, that's, yeah, that, don't want to talk about that, but it's opened the door.
Sure.
Uh,
I just think that everything that we approve for this courthouse ought to have an aim for educating and remembrance to the public for something bigger than any one individual might be. So,
Have a motion and a second. All in favor? So I'm going to abstain on that, I wouldn't be ready to do that, and open that up to all in that fashion.
it's a public
I'm not
space.
prepared to do that. I'll vote against that.
I think all we've got is one, we got two benches right now, don't we? Concrete benches.
Do we have that many?
There's one over here
You know,
and
one
one
on
over
that
here.
corner and one on this
Yeah.
corner.
I just wish we'd
They're nice benches.
mandate something else. Random, but I don't know what
I guess I'll vote for it. Once you start, it's gonna be hard to stop.
That's gonna be a 4-1. Okay? Well, I'm just,
It's not going against it.
not vote. So I'll just be opposed to that for the time being, because I'm not ready to, I wouldn't be ready to open that up like that. Just gonna open it up.
When we bring the next one to you, you'll have a chance to vote for or against it then too.
You can make somebody mad for trouble with.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's either today.
What
or
day have you acted as a commissioner that you haven't, sir?
Yesterday.
Yesterday? No, on Sunday.
Didn't answer the phone. Basically setting a policy there.
Understand? Sometimes policy needs to be set, and this is the place to do it, so.
Well, I believe it's been set up in this instance.
All right.
That's our job.
That was,
I want to make an observation too. It seems like the squirrels have gotten all skittish on the county, on the courthouse lawn. You can't approach them as well as you used to be able to. A little more wary.
No need to bring that up.
I think they're getting in the vehicles and hauling them off.
Getting carried off. I tried to approach one this morning, he jumped about 3 feet high.
They're little
Unless you jump
jumpy.
at you.
Jumped away from me anyway.
Come here, scratches, Band-Aids on your face.
Okay, moving on, item number 11, discuss, consider possible donation of possible dispositions of ag barn in Farmers Park. I think Judy brought this up.
Yes, I approached them, and they are willing to take that back since they own the ground underneath it. They've got some ideas that they're wanting to do with it, and if they go forward with it, it'll benefit the park. So, and the people that go down to the park.
So they'll send us a little letter of request.
Criminal responsibility and legal liability on it.
I suspect we'll honor that.
Sell it to them for a buck.
What's the
Dollar.
date? that
Give
they
it to
wanna
them.
take it?
Another governmental.
I would think, and see, they're gonna meet, do they meet tonight? Okay.
There what?
They meet tonight, same time we meet?
The
City council.
Yeah.
They usually make it 9:30 on
Thursday.
They usually make 9:30 on Thursdays.
Okay. As long as we, it's like I say, as long as we agree to give it to them.
Yeah, I don't,
You got agreement with the
you
principal?
got anything to say about that?
You're gonna tear it down.
Huh?
No,
You're gonna tear it
I think
down.
they're gonna modify
they're
it.
gonna modify.
Okay. I think more of that.
They're gonna modify.
I can see that thing toward down.
They're gonna modify.
Pavilion. That was my suggestion. I mentioned take aside that.
Yeah.
No, you get in there and do meetings to people.
Well, we just need to make a motion.
Let's table that and hear their proposal. Their proposal, if they desire to have it.
They do desire to have it, so.
That's already been approved in City Hall.
Well, they said the deal is that we approve it, and then they'll approve it, and their city council needs to take it.
So we do need to go ahead and approve it.
That's what I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
All they need from us is a motion said that we agree in principle
Motion
to
Agree to do
the
it,
disposition of that building to the city of Graham.
and then the city council will turn around.
Get us
a deal that say that we
give
get a
them
local exchange in the deal.
actually, that they take responsibility instead of us giving it to them.
That's right.
And we acquiesce to their.
They take responsibility.
So, it's a case of they want it or us giving it, you know. And I think if we agree in principle that they take it over, then they do the paperwork.
And then
Say,
they'll
we will
carry
take
the
the building.
insurance, they carry the insurance and
Everything,
everything on it.
We'll
Take
make
this
that-
bill.
You want to make that pursuant to their written request? We'll agree.
Yeah, we agree in principle to that pursuant to the written request from the city.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
As soon as we get that, I can cut off all the utilities.
Or you might just keep with them and see if they want to transfer, or, well, they can't because it's under development.
Filing sites, that's pursuant to their written request.
Yes.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Get rid of that, huh, Cheryl?
It's not a big drag, but it's a drag that we didn't need.
It has been.
It's been about 4,000 a year.
Well, the last.
Plus the
electric
premium.
bill was-
15,000.
Yeah.
15,000
The
by the
last
time you get the
electric bill
insurance,
was
utilities, and
350 something.
Yes.
revenues, don't offset it at all.
15,000 plus.
It's a pain.
Okay, item number 12 is discuss, consider burn restrictions.
Yes, I think you want to put a burn ban.
I'll second that. Is that a motion?
That's a
In
motion.
a second.
How much rain did you get here for everything?
I didn't get none yesterday afternoon, the other one I got a half inch.
Yeah, I got a half inch on
The
that
other
other place.
place I got a close to an inch on.
I got 800s.
Yesterday? I had a half inch yesterday afternoon. And
I'll
also,
tell you, that half inch rain we got on around the, still extremely dry.
Yeah, I didn't hardly get on the ground yet, did
Yeah, that wind.
You can sit there and get water for an hour.
It sucked it up.
okay, that's a motion, we need a motion.
My second.
That last fire burned almost 2,000 acres.
And Si?
Approved.
Pruitt?
I believe the surprise fire is at nearly 4,500 acres.
So far,
Yeah,
That rain didn't put any of that?
a little bit.
It may be time to do one of those, but I want to make note that the fires that were in Alabama County, Young County, and Archer County, I don't think had anything to do with anything that.
Burn ban would have
Burn
insurance.
restriction would.
I agree. Burn ban lies all the thing.
Yeah, and I know-
Encore crew
yeah.
or a contractor for them.
Yes.
I haven't necessarily heard about what Archer County was.
It was, Brandon Iron.
Brandon Arn.
But maybe we can prevent one from somebody not burning outside trash or whatever.
Okay, Timmy,
Maybe
you
not.
have an order.
Maybe not.
Burn restriction, ordinary burn
Wait, we
restriction
haven't
order.
voted yet.
All it stops is commerce.
I don't know if they're gonna vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Well, I'll concur. Huh? I'll go with it.
Just need to show folks we can.
That's
Not gonna stop anything. Gonna keep welders from working, but
that's a regular burn restriction order.
that's a 2-week order,
No, it's 90 days,
90 days.
until we decide to go out there.
But at any meeting, we've stopped.
I think it has provisions in there that I can cancel that when conditions, if conditions get such.
Now the news media can include Young County. Everybody around us but us.
Well, that's because we're leaders, not followers.
That's it, that's it.
They haven't managed to stop their fires with burn bans.
Well,
He had something to say about that.
Oh, he can write tickets on it now.
declaration of emergency is a pretty good deal, and it's kind of a serious matter.
It is a serious matter because it really does restrict people from making a living.
But they still have ways to do their living.
Yep.
They can make sure they have the right amount of water. They make sure they have spotters. If they don't have any one of those, then they're in violation.
Can you brand cattle during the burn ban?
Yes.
It's gotta be an enclosed fire.
It shouldn't keep anybody from doing
I don't
their
use
job.
fire, I use electricity.
I was gonna say, a lot of them have electric.
I use
There's
electricity.
restrictions on them.
Well,
Requirements.
been doing that most of the year.
It's a lot better than electricity.
You have spotters.
You know, it's just, where I don't have electricity, I've got a little inverter.
The job
They'll go on the pickup, they're working real nice.
You're just hanging
I
a
got
dead.
generators.
All you gotta do is that.
Most electricity is like fires.
Well,
I don't remember the last one.
inverter, we did. I think it was
You don't love welders, that's
750
okay.
continuous, 1,500 max.
Yeah.
So, Brandon Iron, I think, is about 400 a watt.
Mhm.
So it's running pretty good. It's been working well.
We gotta have the water brush. Keep it clean.
Okay, we'll move on to item number 13, which is budget workshop. And we have the Honorable County Attorney, Mr. Chris Barron, come present to us.
And he's been anxious because he's been here for hours.
I'm telling you.
I've been here for hours. How you want
They wanted to
one?
see how we work.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Judge, how are y'all today?
Well, this depends.
What are you asking for?
Well, I'm asking for a few things, but before I get to that, I kind of want to tell you where we're standing in the county attorney's office, give you my yearly update. Things have been going very well. We've been working very closely with the sheriff's department, the folks upstairs in probation, and the local jail. As the sheriff said, that we're averaging about 57 folks in the jail on a monthly basis, or we did at least last month. We've been working very hard to make sure that our inmates that are for the county, for the municipal, have been in and out, but we don't keep them there any longer than we have to. So I believe that the overall average has dropped over the last year or so, down to about 57. We were up about 67 or 68. And I heard the Commissioner Sykes ask, you know, whether the cases were up or down from last year.
Right.
We were asking that. We are down from last year to open cases in the county attorney's office. However, as the sheriff says, and that's very correct, we have, every summer you get a spike. I guess it's the heat. I don't know what it does to folks. But last month we hit a record for the county in that we had driven the number of open cases for the county down to 121 cases. That's a record of low. This month we're up to 141, so there is been that bump because of the summer months that we're coming along. We've been averaging moving somewhere about 60 to 70 cases per month with the help of the court and with folks in the courthouse. So we've really been moving those cases. I don't know that we're going to be able to keep it down around 120. I mean, that's extraordinarily low for the caseload that we have, for the number of people in our county, comparing it to the other counties around us. So, but I think as long as we can keep it, definitely below 200, that's been my goal. I was wanting to try to get it below 150, and now I can't tell you how proud I was. We've gotten down to 121 to 140 years.
The disposition is never gonna get rid of it down to zero, is it?
Well, it never can, because
No,
we've always
no.
got that churn coming in.
That is quite low, very low. I think when, 8 years ago, it was right near 500.
When I took the office, there was 486 cases pending.
Wow.
So we've driven down that number of cases plus what's been coming in on a monthly basis.
What's the oldest case pending, do you know?
Well, that's a good question. We have a couple of cases, well, and actually before I answer that, we have two types of cases. We have the ongoing open cases that are folks that we found, we've got served, that we've got either in the jail or pending. And then we have cases that are sitting on warrants where they've left jurisdiction, they've left, ostensibly the state. So we have some of those cases all the way back to like 2006, but they don't.
Outstanding warrant.
Right, they don't count against our numbers because they've pie-eyed, we don't know where they are, but we leave those warrants out there in case they come through Texas and they get pulled over and they're gonna say, well, hey, you've got a date up in Young County that y'all need to go to. So, but other than that, I believe Kay can attest that we've really been moving our past cases. I don't know if we have anything open earlier than, like 2012, 2013, or 14. I mean, that's pretty good. Our clear rate last year was what, about 96? 95, 96. So I mean, we've really been clearing out those cases as fast as we can get them moved.
Yeah.
For 600, I can see it.
Yeah, and our goal is 90% to keep our funding from the state.
To what do you attribute these lower numbers?
Well, I attribute these lower numbers to the fact that we've been working well with the court to really move these cases, get them in here, get them prosecuted. To my good staff over in my office that have been really efficient in getting these cases worked out. Timmy's been excellent in getting our docket set and everything working together. We're working really well as a team and as a machine to kind of get these things moving along.
So efficiency is built into a governmental department. What a concept.
Well, I think that we've just had a little bit of a different mindset than some of my predecessors have in getting this office moving, what we think in the right direction. We hope to keep it moving there, but.
I'm kind of proud about that too.
Yeah, those are good numbers.
The court stuff real current.
Right. I mean, we get generally the lifespan of a case before I came into office was somewhere between 9 months and a year. Right now, we're working probably at about 6 months, maybe a little more than that. But just due to the system that we have set up, where you have to have an arraignment, you have to have pre-trials, you have to have a trial if we have one. Generally, you're going to have a setting every other month. The fact that we can move that number of cases in that period of time, I think is really showing that
They're being done just as timely as you can do.
Right. I don't think we can really push them too much faster than we are, and not still be in the interest of justice for the folks that we're dealing with. So, with that in mind, what I would ask is, I'm only looking at 3 things this year, and I'm going to kind of take them in back order. If you look at the fund sheet that you have here, I'm asking for an increase of $500 to my office equipment to replace the chairs for my secretaries in my office. One of them is kind of like a rodeo. She could stay in for 8 seconds. She really should deserve a prize because that chair doing everything it can to throw you out. Chairs and things are expensive, so I would ask for an increase in my office equipment budget for that. For that specific goal, we might need a little more. I know that I've got 250 already in there, so I would think that $750, maybe even $800 would be able to get that office equipment replaced. It's been a while since we've had new office chairs.
Actually, you've got here office equipment to 500. You actually want additional 500.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm asking for. An additional 500 for 750. That should be able to get both of my main secretaries, new chairs, decent chairs. And once again, they deserve it. They're in there every day working hard, and I don't want anybody to get thrown out of a chair. I know Maria has hit the floor once from that chair. So
I agree that a comfortable chair when you're sitting at a desk all day doing work is really a priority.
The second issue I would like to address is currently you have, when I originally took office, the education budget for the office was $7,500. It had been reduced down to, I want to say, $5,000, and now it's back up to $6,000. As a one-man show, I have to go to generally 3 different conferences a year. I have to hit the TDCAA, which is going to be the general update for the state. I have to go to classes that deal not just with the law update, but how to apply some of the law. And then we have because it's separate, the juvenile law isn't normally covered in that because it's also under the family law code portion of the code. And so we have those 3 different conferences. I don't go to all 3 every year, but the year that I don't go to one of those conferences, I do like to send my ladies to net data training. And so the $6,000 that we have there really just isn't sufficient for that. I'm asking for an increase of $1,500 to the education budget on that matter, because I think a well-trained staff is an efficient staff, and I think that, especially with the way that we are trying to use the system, trying to make sure that they have the information that they need to use the system that the county has efficiently, I think that we need to send them to the training as well as myself. I don't want to cut them out, but I can't send everybody every year. And even with $7,500, we'll be able to send everybody every year. But I would ask that we increase that by.
Those budget numbers were dropped and moved around like that because in the last 4 years we haven't reached those kind of levels.
That's correct. But if you'll look, the last couple of years, in 2016, that year didn't really count because we had a lot of lead over. I paid for one of those out of my own pocket that year. But I believe that if because I need to send my ladies again to net data. How much was the last net data, like for hotels?
I can go to that one.
I mean,
And you get one free registration, and you had to pay for the other ones.
Right. So I mean, I have 3 ladies in my office that need to go and attend that. I just want them to be able to have that ability to attend at this point in time with the funds that we have. I just don't believe that's.
The 2017, the 5,000 that spent in 2017,
Yes, sir.
was that still short of your mark that you would like to spend?
Yes, sir, because I wasn't able to send my ladies in 2017 to net data training because of that.
So the additional 2,500 will accomplish that?
1,500.
1,500.
1,500.
Well, you didn't spend it that year, so you had money left over
I
that
did.
year.
I did.
Is this the first year that you could send the net data? Or
No, sir.
15?
This will be, I want to say 2015 was the first year that we could have sent. But once again, the classes that I'm talking about that I need to attend, plus the net data, have never really all fallen in the same time period.
Right.
So I guess I could come to the court and ask on an individualized basis and say, hey, we're running short on money, but I just don't see that that's good form. I don't know. But the flip side of that is if we don't use that money, then of course we'll just come back to that.
Well, only 570 this year. Are you planning on spending some before the end of the budget year?
Yes, sir. I have 3 that I'm registering for, and I've already given that information to them. So it'll be for August, September, and then November, and I have to prepay them.
So August, September will be on this budget year?
Yes.
And then November. So, and then finally, what I would ask is, I know that the salaries are always a hotly contested issue for the county, but right now, both my chief assistant and my secretary's salary are $32,140. I would ask that the because of the efforts that we have been making, and I really do believe that those ladies work extraordinarily hard. I know that the other secretaries in the county work very hard as well. I would ask that their salaries be increased to a flat $34,000 for the 2018 budget year. That's a $1,860 increase.
Times two.
Times two. But I think that they work hard, and quite frankly, because of the results that we have, as I said, 121 cases outstanding last month, 141 this year. I think quite frankly that's well deserved.
So you're saying you look at this as a merit raise?
I am. I do think so. I mean, I can't speak of any other secretary except for Timmy, who works awful hard. I think she deserves every penny that she earns. But I think that my ladies work very hard. I think that would be a good raise to show them that the county appreciates their hard work and hard in their efforts in getting these numbers down where they are. I couldn't do it without them, quite frankly. Any questions?
Do either of them do private work for you?
Yes, but I pay them for work after hours. So.
Well, I'm certainly happy with the way the court's operating. It's doing very well. It's quite current. I can't imagine getting as current as it was. It was behind quite a bit. We did some things 3 years ago that I think addressed that. That brought that to this point. So I commend you on keeping those things rolling, keeping the currentness of
Well, and as the county judge knows, when I first took the office over, we had over 50 cases on the jury docket, and we worked that down to, I believe there's 33 now. In fact, we were down to our last one, and then some other folks asked for jury trial. So I mean, we're disposing those cases as quickly as we possibly can.
Well, every governmental department in the county can say their people work hard. You have measurable numbers here, however, which is sometimes difficult to place on other offices. I'm sure everybody works hard. You've got measurable numbers so far as the merit situation is,
Well, I can see that the jail numbers speak for themselves too.
those two.
I mean,
measurable numbers.
And when the jail numbers speak, that means that money saved for the county.
Absolutely.
So that makes a big difference there.
And merit raises do work.
I agree. I think we need
They
to.
say, that justice delayed, justice denied. I think we take that to heart.
Those good numbers look really good.
Thank you.
Do you need that part-time person too, for that number of hours and all that?
Yes, sir. But last year, the Commissioner's Court was kind enough to give an increase on her for her hours, and I don't believe that I need any additional funds or hours for her.
Could you do it less?
No, I think that she's about right where she needs to be, quite frankly.
We've not spent that 16,000 here before.
This was pulled on the 5th and 7th of May. This is 12.50%.
Sir?
So this was pulled on the 5th.
Is that $11,000 figure from 15, 16, and 17 basically the number of maximum hours that she can work because of the employment law?
It was, yes. Yes, and we had agreed to give her a few more hours at last year at a slightly higher rate, and that's why we ended up at.
She's still scanning and all that?
Yes, sir, she is.
That keep us behind the benefits problems?
Yeah. That was the goal. And we are, we're making a lot of progress on that as well, so.
I guess what she's doing is y'all scanning your current ones anyway. gotta be done, so.
Yes, sir.
And you get caught up on the past.
Yes, sir, and now we've moved on to working with the old protective orders and some motions for remote probation. So I don't know if y'all ever visit what used to be a bomb shelter here, the courthouse, where we visit our files, but it used to just be a wall of boxes stacked in there, and we now have those organized, and we're going through those on a yearly basis. We have certain ways that we have to dispose of documents after a certain period of time after scanning, so we're trying to go through that, relieve the county of having to maintain all of those documents by getting them scanned in and complying with the law as to
If you had to have excess storage, extra storage, how much storage area would you think you might have to have?
Oh, well, I mean, realistically, I would like to have, enough storage room that I could put shelving in where I could maintain boxes without having to stack any of them.
How much do you think that would be?
Probably 500 to 600 square feet would be, fantastic, but we really need it on site rather than being an off-site storage issue. Because we do have to access those files sometimes, but that's one of the reasons why we're scanning, so we can have those available full time.
After you get them all scanned, you're not gonna have that much really boxes to deal with.
Well, I still have to keep them
For a
for
period of time.
a 7-year period for most of them. Some of them are indefinite, but we're doing some research to see if they will allow the scanning to count as the indefinite storage of those documents or not, so.
And then as they decease, then that clears it down, and you still have to keep it after they decease.
Well, that's a really good question. As far as we can tell, things like protective orders need to be kept for the lifetime of the individual, but probably no less than 21 years. So once again, that's the question is whether we can store those electronically or if we have to have physical documentation.
It'd be difficult to keep up with.
Yeah.
Lifetime of the person are at least 21 years.
Well, and there's kind of a question about which of those is the proper amount of time. Normally, we have to keep things 7 years. We have a 7-year turnover, and every year on our anniversary date, we go down and pull all the boxes and make sure they're all scanned, and then we can dispose of those for shredding. But certain documents, like I said, juvenile cases, we keep those, we have to keep those. The protective orders, those have to be kept for a different period of time.
Very good. We'll take your request under consideration.
I appreciate your time.
Thank you, sir.
Y'all have a great day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Break.
Take about 10 minutes.
Stiffening up. What? There you go. Range is pretty short on this one, isn't it? You're much more pleasant than Frederick.
Oh, no.
Tell her that.
I told her I gotta take notes, I'm gonna come in here one time with her, find out what I really gotta do.
Y'all just wanna look over some of the requests.
Yes. Sounds good.
Gonna make copies for you.
Well, good, we just solved that problem, we just relate that
Let me
to
ask a question.
You don't think you got any of them?
Do we want to go
it.
ahead?
Matt talked to him.
Do we want to go ahead and recess for lunch now? And then come back and do this, or do we want to?
We can probably go over a couple of before lunch, good me, or you wanna just wait and start all over again, 1 o'clock or 1:30? Is that good to you?
Wanted to update on the we have.
Go make
That's what have to be the treasurer.
Yeah, you want to know if you guys are having any other hotels or anybody.
One, only if we get one, maybe